I'm here today to talk about protecting Oak Flat, a sacred ecological and recreational haven on public land in the Tonto National Forest, an hour east of Phoenix, Arizona. Oak Flat is under attack by Resolution Copper, a mining company owned by Rio Tinto and BHP. Resolution Copper would like to destroy Oak Flat to build a large block cave underground mine that would create a crater 2 miles wide and 1,000 foot deep that would obliterate Oak Flat. The project would impact 15,000 acres of federal, state, and private land. It would create a toxic waste dump holding 1.5 billion tons held behind a dam 490 foot tall built of those toxic tailings themselves. It would use the same amount of water as the city of Tempe, a city of 160,000 people. Arizona is in the middle of the worst drought we faced in 1,200 years, and we simply don't have enough water for both this mine and our communities and the environment. Please listen to the following folks talking about why they also are working to protect Oak Flat, and please do everything you can to help stop this project, which is a failed experiment. It won't work. We don't have the water. It would destroy a sacred land, and that should be the end of the discussion. Thank you.
Important for ECHO to be a part of this effort to protect Oak Flat because essentially Oak Flat is located on public lands, part of the Tonto National Forest, and we believe that all people should have access to public lands and that we shouldn't sell off our public lands, especially not to foreign entities. Due to the distance of the tailings pond, which is where all of the discarded material will be, and there's going to need to be a lot of water to transport all of that contaminated material, and so there's going to be a lot of water for that. There was a study that was done, commissioned by the San Carlos Apache tribe, that says that the project will take at least 250 billion gallons of water over the lifetime of the mine, which is 40 years.
Oak Flat is a special place, and we have to save it and protect it. We don't protect the earth, the land, the water. We don't protect each other enough. And I think this is a fight where you draw a line in the sand. And if you look at a special place that was home to you, to forever be gone and to never be connected back to that, it hurts. You really can't explain it because you will not be able to connect to God, to the angels, to Mother Earth in that way ever again, and it'll be forever lost. And all you'll have are memories.
Driving through Queen Creek Canyon as a child, I was always absolutely astonished at how beautiful it was. It was kind of just a pass through though, and I'd stopped and explored a little bit, but never really went further than that until I started climbing about 10 years ago. And in that decade since, I've spent countless hours of my life out here, not only climbing, but exploring and discovering and really forging some memories that have shaped who I am as a person. The reality is that this is Phoenix's climbing area, and this is where people in Phoenix typically go to climb. It's the closest and it's the best because, you have hundreds upon hundreds of routes, bouldering, rope routes, traditional and sport routes, kind of everything that you could want. There's multi-pitch, there's single pitch, and it's, obviously the history precedes itself because it's, for even longer than the mine issue has been being fought, climbing was really forming history and bonds here. Arizona's climbing history itself is, I would say, in no small part, really tied up in Oak Flat and in this area.
Hello, my name is Henry Munoz. I was born and raised in the town of Superior, Arizona. I come from 5 generations of underground miners. Me, myself, I have 24 years of underground mining experience, 13 of them in the block cave mining process. I'm here to voice my opposition against this project due to the fact that this block cave mining technique that they plan to use in Superior, Arizona at the Oak Flat campground is going to devastate two main aquifers that feed my community, the town of Superior, Arizona, and is a vital source of water for the East Valley. Right now, Arizona is in a 24-year drought. Water is the big issue in the state at the moment. With this mining project, which no one has ever accomplished at 7,000 feet, it tends to use 250 billion gallons of water. That's enough water for a city with a population of 160,000 people that uses in 1 year. This mine itself is not going to contribute to the local economy, where most of the money will go to the state and the federal government. The mine itself is not beneficial to our environment. It's going to leave a hole 2 miles wide, 1,000 feet deep, and that's the subsidence area. And anything you guys can do, your shareholders, that you can prevent this project from damaging my environment, using our scarce resource of water in the Southwest, would be beneficial to the people of Arizona, and we would appreciate if you could halt this project and not finance it.
Hello, I'm Don Stoiter. I'm the Conservation Chair for the Grand Canyon chapter of the Sierra Club here in Phoenix, Arizona. We're very concerned with the proposed Resolution Copper Mine project, and a major problem that we have with the project is excessive water consumption. While Arizona is wrestling with these water issues due to decades of unprecedented drought and overuse, the mining industry continues to have carte blanche access to as much water as it wants, regardless of how poorly conceived the mine is. And this is especially true for the proposed Resolution Copper project, we feel, which will need massive amounts of water over its projected 40-year lifetime to slurry enormous amounts of tailings over 40 miles to Skunk Camp. The amount of tailings and the water to move it there is truly staggering. The tailings could cover the city of Phoenix, which is over 500 square miles, to a depth of 6 feet. Resolution Copper needs to figure out another way to get the copper out of the ground, or otherwise move its operations elsewhere. And if Resolution Copper is serious about combating climate change, as it many times claims to be, it needs to find another place to get its copper and not destroy Oak Flat. Thank you.
Now that Rio Tinto owns and controls Oak Flat, how is the Resolution mine going to be any different than what happened when you blew up the sacred caves in the Yukon Gorge? Rio Tinto CEO and chairman had to resign over that fiasco, and Rio Tinto claimed that nothing like that would ever happen again. And yet, here we are with Rio Tinto about to demolish yet another sacred indigenous site. Will you simply apologize again, sack a few executives, and claim it will never happen again? Also, I fully realize you have not done the feasibility study yet for the Resolution mine, but if your chosen contractor is not involved in simply greenwashing, you should know that the Resolution copper mine is extremely risky from a financial perspective. Just look at the cost overruns from Oyo Tolgoi, where the ore body is only about half as deep underground. RCM will certainly be a failed experiment, and Rio Tinto should really walk away now before spending additional billions of dollars and irretrievably destroying Oak Flat.